There only is Paul. Um, Welcome. I'm sorry last week we had to cancel the show. I got sick, and I got sick in a way that I haven't gotten sick in a long time. I'm embarrassed to even say it, but I threw up. I don't know why I'm embarrassed, but it's a weird thing to say, like, oh, I threw up. I haven't thrown up as an adult in a long time. I don't have a fear of it, but I will tell you what is not pleasant. Puking on an airplane is not a pleasant experience. We're in a time where, people are wearing masks on planes. I'm wearing a mask on plane. I had COVID. I got boosted. I got vaxxed. You know what? I kind of like wearing a mask on a plane. Makes me feel good. I'm like, I normally get sick on planes anyway. Let's keep this going. But I was feeling really shitty on the plane. And when I'm feeling really shitty on the plane, the worst place to be is in a seat where you have no mobility. You can't really get up. You can't walk around. You become like the weirdo. So the person sitting next to me uh, is just looking at me as I'm like sweating, just kind of undoing my, like, I was at my tie. I don't have a tie. I'm not a businessman from the 50s here, but so I'm sitting there. I'm very, very uncomfortable. I've had two uncomfortable experiences on a plane. Puking has been number two, but number one was after the Del Close Marathon. The Del Close Marathon in New York City, it was an event, an improv marathon that went on for 72 hours. So it started on Friday and it ended on Sunday. There were improv shows on multiple stages, 24 hours a day. And I started doing the Del Close Marathon back when it was a 12-hour marathon that built to 24, then a 48, then 72. And I was having such a good time because at a certain point, it just becomes a 3-day party. And I'm not doing drugs, but I am drinking. I'm hanging out late, and I'm just a big old mess. Uh, you know, I'm not sloppy, but I'm also not my best. And I was getting on the first flight home on Monday morning, and I get in my seat, coach, right? Normal. And I happen to be sitting next to this person who is married to one of my friends, a tangential friend, not like a close friend. So I've never really met her before. And she was absolutely lovely. And we have this nice conversation. And I'm trying to keep it together, but I have been, drinking a lot. I probably look a little worse for wear. And we go, you know, on this flight together, and we're sitting next to each other. And at a certain point, I'm like, well, now I'm going to go to sleep because I haven't really slept in a long time. And I share this with all of you because we got this. We're friendly. We can do this. But I sat next to her, and I don't know what happened. I am horrified to even share this, but I feel like I gave a farting performance that was unrivaled during this flight. And I like blew her out of the water in a way that I wasn't aware of it because I was dead asleep. But this is what I would say. We had a great conversation when I sat down, lovely chit chat, bullshit, and then fall asleep. When I wake up, wants nothing to do with me. Doesn't want to talk to me, and make eye contact. We leave on tense terms in my mind. And I can only imagine. And thank God I was asleep. But I blew her out of the water. I've never run into her again. And I live of a fear, and I want to talk to her. I want to say, like, hey, look, I didn't mean to fart you up on that flight, but let me give you some background. So anyway, that was my most embarrassing plane experience. But this, I'm a sweaty mess. I'm sitting there, I'm looking uncomfortable. I'm moving from side to side. I'm trying to get comfortable. I'm trying to do everything, and I don't know that I'm gonna puke. I don't feel like I'm gonna puke because that's not like an option. It's not like, oh yeah, I might have to just puke now. It's not like one of the things that I go through. Like in my mind, I'm like, I feel a little nauseous. That's weird. And I go, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna take a Tums. I have like a little emergency kit of medicine in my bag when I'm away, just in case I need something. And I grab a Tums and I pop it, and it was like the Tums basically was like pulling the ripcord on the parachute. I was like, it's go time. And thank God no one was in. I had a direct shot. No one was in the bathroom. I just, boom, I bulleted into the bathroom. And I'm like, "Oh, here we go. We're gonna do this." And I'm already, and I feel like maybe it's I never felt this way before, but I feel too tall for bathrooms. Like I like airplane bathrooms, not regular bathrooms. And I'm like trying to figure out what to do. And then like I'm just essentially like on the floor in kind of nice clothes. Like, and the bathroom floor of an airplane is just disgusting. It's like rogue toilet paper. It's a little bit wet. We don't know why. Is that from the sink or whatever? Everybody's feet, if ever it's I'm not even that much of a germaphobe weirdo. I'm just like, oh, and I'm there and I'm on the floor and I'm also like, this is gross. Blah. This is what am I touching? Okay, blah. And I'm like, and I'm also trying to be very conscious of what I'm wearing, because then I have to then exit out like nothing has ever happened, because that's my own thing. That's my, like, I don't want to look like, well, I just buked, and I was like, okay, so I'm taking care of my business in there, and I'm like, okay, all right. And I went from I thought I was sweating. I didn't know what sweat was, because I'm like drenched. I'm trying to dry my head with like that, like that paper towel that's in there. That's just like I don't even like it's not for face. And I'm pulling myself together and straightening myself up. Thank God I didn't get anything on myself. And okay, I pull myself together. I'm gonna go back to my seat. I'm like, I feel better. I feel better. It's like that thing, you do feel better after you puke. I feel really good. And then and again, a lot of this stuff is me. But I sit back in my seat and they go to serve me a meal. And they put down in front of me the meal that I chose. And I'm not proud of this meal, but I was trying to eat right because I was feeling a little bit sick. Fluke and a big piece of burrata cheese with like a tomato relish on it. And the last, like, it was worse than the Tums. The the smell of Fluke, like, oh, like the last thing you want to do is be served a nice piece of hot Fluke. And then I take it like I'm going to offend the kitchen staff by saying, you know what, actually I just threw up. I don't want to say that. So I'm like, oh, thank you. And like I don't know why I'm like going through this charade of, oh, maybe I will eat this. I'm not eating this. I just puked in the bathroom. And then it was as if they knew I had puked. They put this Fluke down in front of me, and then I had to sit with this Fluke here for like 25 minutes, because they don't come to pick up the tray for a bit because they're serving everybody else. And I'm trying to be like, excuse me. And they're like, oh, you're enjoying your meal? I'm like, I am. I don't know why I say I because technically the meal is fine. It's me that's pukey. And I I just was an absolute mess. I'm in these clothes I feel disgusting with, and I get home. And here's the thing. I was in New York because I was shooting something. So when you shoot something, you get to fly first class and get a car for you. It's very nice. And I never look a gift horse in the mouth. It's one of the best experiences to get that kind of treatment. I say to the car driver who's driving me home, I say, hey, just so you know, I'm not feeling great. You know what? So you could just take it easy. And I think what he understood from that was, uh, I'm not feeling great. Get me home as quickly as possible. And then we proceeded to have a fast and furious ride home. Like, this guy was switching lane. Like, we switched so many lanes and there was no reason to. Like, it was almost like he was like, let's go for a round two in this car. Like, boom, 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 boom. We were like switching lanes at stoplights. I'm like, bro, we got this. It's fine. Anyway, I survived. I was sick. I got home. I contemplated doing the show, and I was like, I then instead just slept until about 10 o'clock at night, just in time for my dad to come into town. So I woke up, and then my dad and his wife came into town to spend this last week with me. He's downstairs right now. So my wife sent me a text because she was out that night. She's like, can you greet your parents? And I said, yeah, I'll pull it together. So here I am, Pukey McGee, trying to like greet my parents, bring them in, set up their room that they're going to be staying in and make it nice. And long story short, I'm here now. They're downstairs eating enchiladas without me. My kids are here. We just had a kid birthday party. My kid turned 6. That is Twanch turned 6. And when Twanch turned 6, I had this realization. My older kid, Vanilla Ice, is 8. Twanch is 6. And I love kids' birthday parties. Kids' birthday parties are the best. I enjoy them, especially now as I get older, because I get a little bit more say in it, because I know what I can offer. Like, my wife was going to offer this amazing Pokemon party. She's like, we'll do a Pokemon party. We'll everyone dressed up as Pokemon. And my son loves games, video games. I go, Sammy, do you want the video game truck? He's like, what's that? I'm like, the video game truck comes to your house and it's full of video games. He's like, I want that. And I was like, goddamn right you want that. So we have a slip inside. We got this thing. We're playing Mario Kart with like 8 kids across. Everyone's having a good time. But that's just the fun part of the party, where I realize I'm becoming a dad now. I realize I am becoming a full-on dad, because I am slinging dad jokes non-stop, not to people in my life, but to kids. And I think I had my best dad joke at this party, because June makes this amazing cake for both of our kids. She goes all out. Like twice a year, she creates an amazing cake. She's not a baker any other time except for these cakes. She did a basketball cake for my son Gus, and then this year she did this Pac-Man cake for, I said his real name, I meant Vanilla Ice, and she did a Pac-Man cake for Twanch. Now, one of the things in the Pac-Man cake was there was like a green icing in the middle. It looked really good. It was delicious, and all the kids are eating it and they're loving it. And I go, guys, are you enjoying the cake? And they're like, yeah. And I go, isn't it great? You don't even taste that it's made totally from broccoli. And the kids gave such a spit take, and they were eating it and enjoying it, and one kid I felt like was going to, like, how it was clearly not from broccoli, but they don't know it. And I was like, I started laughing so hard to see a bunch of kids just almost have an immediate gag reflex. They went from, yeah, like, and I'm like, goddamn right, I'm a dad now. You get some solid dad jokes. Cakes made of broccoli. I got it. I'm ready. Let's go for it. You're right. Vera Taser. Kids are dumb, and I'm gonna take every advantage of that. And I'm gonna use my kids in my own bits. I am gonna use my kids in my own bits. What did I get my son for his 6th birthday? Got him an old man kit, so he could dress up as an old man. The funniest thing I've ever seen is my 6-year-old walking around the house in an old man kit. What else did I get him? I got him one of those Molly. I don't know if you can maybe an inflatable costume where the kid looks like he's being captured by an alien. So the alien has his arms around the kid, but really the kid's body is the alien, and then the kid's body is in the alien, but then there's like a fake kid's body in the front of the alien. This is the best thing. You have to see this. Molly, type in like alien costume. It is one of the best things. So and so now, like, we're just like, my kids are down to do bits because they now know that they'll get some laughs. Here, take a look at this. Oh yeah, this is like this. And there's a great can you type in this one too? Like type in like the on YouTube like kid alien costume prank. This is one of my favorite things of all time. Like inflatable costumes, you can't get any better than this. All right. So and by the way, you know, again, Vera Tasered saying cut to 10 years later, and Twanch will bring home a fake positive pregnancy test. I'm sure that they will, and you know what? The joke will be on me. All right, we're gonna pull up that thing, but we got a special guest. We got a very special guest. We'll bring him out in 1 second. Well, you know, I'll show this now. Let's show. This is the video of this thing. We can blow it up. Get off my son! Get off! Get off! So that's what I made my child do all day today. And until he said, "Get it off me, Dad, get it off me." And I was like, you know what? I paid $40 for that. You're gonna wear it all day until we prank every member of our family. I literally called my wife out of an important meeting to come downstairs to greet my son at the door. I made him knock on the door with his little cane and old man hat on. I was like, June, you got to come down here. And she's like, why? Why? I'm like, just come down here. And then knock, knock, knock to answer to little old Twanch. So that's what I've been up to. So apologies for not being here last week. But we do have a special guest this week. If he is ready, whenever he's ready, Molly, you can bring him in. But this is, look, friend of the show. We've been doing this show for a long time. And we have very few friends. He is the star of 101 Places to Party Before You Die. He's got a new menswear line, which I want to get into everything about this because he's also, he's a style. He's a fashionista. You could read pieces that he's written on like style blogs. I forget the name of that blog, but he is known for his style. He's also known for his comedy. You know him from Happy Endings. You know him from movies that you love. Sonic the Hedgehog 1, Sonic the Hedgehog 2. There's so many great ones. Let's bring him out here. Mr. Adam Pally. Boom, buddy.
Hey, Paul. How you doing, my guy?
I'm doing good. I was just telling everybody that my son had his 6th birthday, and I'm buying gifts now that I want them to like. I don't know. Are your kids into stuff? Like, because my kids are.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah, my kids are into stuff.
My kids are more into like bits. Like, I feel like Pokemon, and then I gotta really get creative because there's only so many things I can buy in the Pokemon thing. So I'm buying like voice changers and costumes and weird stuff.
I'm buying a lot of Roadblocks.
Oh, that's
which is like a real tough thing because I don't know when it's coming. So I'll just get like a bill, and then like like I'll be on location in like Ottawa and get like a $30 Roblox bill, and I'm like, oh well, Drake was online today, which is like it's unfair the way that they like
the fact that you
structured that.
Yes, it makes no sense. My kids are on a thing called Prodigy, which is like a math-based game. It's like Pokemon Go, but again, I'm paying like $80 a year for both of them. But at least they can't purchase within the app because I'm already dealing with that.
And Minecraft you can purchase in as well. And so all three, like Cole is a little more. My oldest is actually now purchasing like in-game stuff on like 2K or Fortnite,
okay, right.
but all of them are in-game purchasing, and it is just horrific. It's a horrific.
It's expensive.
Like
Gus
expensive, and it's like a horrific part of society where you're like, you don't like to have to explain money to like a 5-year-old that way is so like they don't need that. You know,
no,
what I mean?
They don't need to know. Yes,
I'm like, it's not a subscription base, Drake.
Well, like I got legitimately upset with Gus because he was playing NBA 2K and he loved playing NBA 2K, and he just wants to fast forward to get to play the game. And I sat him down, I walked out of the room, and he spent like $120 because he just like bought things like real quick. And I literally walked out and walked in. I was like, wait, what did you do? What did you do? Like
no, I know.
And I'm like, I just spent $120 on like weird Nikes that my character can wear, like or some.
And my oldest, like Cole, has really like, you know, that feeling when you realize that you were smarter than your parents at thing, like where it was like, I know how to like not lie to my parents, but like I can manipulate my parents. So like Cole will text me like when I'm at work, and he'll be like, "What's your iTunes password?" Right. And so like he'll be like, Mom wants to know. So it's like, oh, okay, well maybe they're having trouble like getting in the house because like our house is on it. Maybe there's like a thing.
Of course.
So I'll text it right back to him, and then I'll get a text from my wife that's like, did you let Cole get like an $80 R-rated PlayStation game? And I'm like, I did not. I didn't. I don't think I did. Why? What? She's like, he said you gave him your password. And I'm like, oh fuck. Like, I'm so dumb. Like, I just don't see it.
Because sometimes you're also like, you're dealing with other things and you can't focus on it. And you're like, okay, deal with this. And then you're like, wait, what did I do? The good news is that June has associated my kids are 6 and 8, so they're much younger, than your kids. But
Yes.
but my June is associated Roblox with Fortnite, so she thinks that Roblox is Fortnite. So she's very afraid of Fortnite. Like June reacts. June is like a vampire
It's so
is to
funny.
sunlight. She's like, no, is it Fortnite? Is it like because she's definitely heard of Fortnite and that it's a violent. Like she doesn't even know, but she knows it's bad. She's like, no, it's no
Oh yeah.
Fortnite in here. No Fortnite.
Fortnite and Fortnite is like honestly a dream to some of the shit that I've walked in on my kid playing. Like Fortnite, at least it's like fantastical. Like Fortnite is
Right.
like you walk in and it'll be like, oh, Spider-Man is building a tower so he can shoot like a Gumby with like a marshmallow gun or whatever. You're like,
Right.
oh, I get that. And then you'll come home and my son is literally playing Call of Duty where he's like got like a terrorist prisoner and like he's talking to a friend. He's like, "We'll cut his head off. Cut his head off. He's not going to give you the information." You're like, "Oh, what's happening? Who is this?" He's
June
like,
is
"Well, my friend
so
Ben."
June is so afraid of games that I do love it. She doesn't even know like what like she's noting a lot of different things in games. So she'll walk in. Now the kids love games. So she's got a lot of issues, and it's great. It's fun to see her have to be forced into playing something that she surely hates because she wants to be a good mom. And then the kids
Oh,
just
I
feed
love
her,
that.
and it's
It's
great.
so sweet though. When I see like I was FaceTiming the other day and Daniela was like, "How do you log into your Ghost of Shimuya?" And I was like, "What?" And she's like holding the Xbox controller. It was so adorable.
Oh, I love it.
And she's like, "Drake is screaming for Ghost of Tsushima. I don't know what it is. Cole bought it for him."
It's so great.
I'm like,
It's
"Hold on, I don't know." What you're
and
talking
it's also
about.
like explain to June, like it is also, it's like I could tell you even how to do it, but it's like I just have given you like a bagel and saying, can you get television on this? It's like I
Yeah,
don't know.
yes.
Like it's like it's too even hard. The big fight that I get into with June is we sadly, like we haven't cut the cord, and we've also then bought all the streamers too, so the
Oh,
cord
we
is
have that.
still present
Daniela
and we
holds
are
on to
all
the
on them.
cord. Daniela holds on to the cord. In fact, I'm gonna text her to find because she was like, "When can I come and say hi to Paul?" I was like, "Just
Oh,
come
I
in
would
whenever."
love, oh please, I would love to talk to you guys.
Daniela will not cut the cord. Not only do we have all the streamers, we pay extra for the app of the cable company that provides us the cable.
I'm in the
So
same boat.
we can watch the guide in two separate ways, yet we're still paying for a box of Spectrum.
This is what
Like,
gets
I don't get
me.
it.
June will buy shows that she watches that we get free on Hulu. Like it's like, no, 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 we subscribe to Hulu.
Do
And
you know
she's
that we have
like,
Sonic the Hedgehog 2 has been bought on like every Apple iTunes I've ever been signed in on? I'm like, guys,
same.
we have Paramount Plus.
We got it. It's
We
there.
got
The
it.
kids can
You're
watch
not
it.
buying. Like it's so and
I have
the
two
thing I get
copies of
back
Scooby Doo.
the thing I get back is like, well, this was the easiest way in like this tone that
Yeah.
is so like flat out like we're not talking about this anymore, which
Yeah.
is the tone that like I know that tone. It's like this
That
is
I know
ended
that
now.
everyone knows that tone. It's like
Yeah, it's like
it's
this is
over.
over. And what I get back is this was easiest for me.
Right. You weren't
And
here.
it's like,
If you want to
yeah,
pick it, then you do it. Then you show me
this
where it
was
is.
easiest. And I'm like, God bless. I
God bless.
understand. I understand. I understand, but we are paying.
Yeah. I'm like, just so you know, you don't have to buy a season subscription to Housewives because we also are on the Bravo app and we're getting that at the same time and actually earlier because they get the East Coast feed. But if you want to buy it on iTunes, you can. I mean, the biggest fight that I got into with June about this was
I am being a little Kevin. I say I am being a little Kevin James because now that I am thinking about this, I am remembering like being on location last year in Canada and freaking out that I couldn't get the Knicks and like buying like Fubo, like Vibo,
yeah. Oh yeah.
like
Oh,
every streaming service on the planet because I was in like a panic that I would be in Canada for a month without being able to watch the terrible Knicks.
Oh, can I get the Clippers vision on my? I'm getting downloading TNT apps. I'm like, yeah,
Oh
because
yeah,
it's like I need
MSG is
that
going while the NBA app is downloading it over here. Neither are working, and I'm just like
no
pacing around it like a small like comfort suites
for games that don't matter.
for nothing
Like,
in
yeah,
January. In January,
yeah, like it's just
I'm
like
so
an
mad. I'm like,
absolute.
yeah.
Hey,
So I
by
can't
the
be
way,
too Kevin Crazy.
what is happening with Donovan Mitchell? Is he coming to the Knicks? Because I felt like that was a
I don't
done deal, and
know.
now I feel like it just died.
I don't know. Like the most I can say, I follow this guy Robert Randolph,
Okay,
who is the who is the lead singer of a band called the Robert Randolph and the Family Band.
okay,
Now
love that.
they are a jam band that you might have seen if you've ever went to see like Dave Matthews. They open for Dave Matthews quite a bit,
Perfect.
or they play the Horde Festival. They also are New York based and they record the Friday Night Nick song that plays on MSG.
Whoa, I love that.
And so he says it's happening. I talked to him today online. I was like, "Is this
Okay,
happening?" He
I
says
would
it's
love that
happening.
move.
I like it too. It's just a little bit of like back and forth on what Ainge wants, what we're willing to give up, like who looks good, who doesn't look good in the press. Like they got so much for Rudy Gobert that they almost need to at least get that for
I
Donovan
mean,
Mitchell.
yeah, I mean, well, that thing, Rudy Gobert screwed up the entire system because it was too much. I will tell you this much. You're gonna love Isaiah Hartenstein. He was
I
such a
love
key
him.
player, and I feel like he didn't want to leave the Clippers, and the Knicks made him a great offer, and I'm excited because I love the Knicks.
46% from three?
Yeah,
46%?
he's awesome. He's great. I love him. I have the only bummer of the offseason for the Clippers for me was simply that losing him because
Yeah.
he was such a great backup center that could take over, and he's a little like fouly, like he'll make some
Yeah, he's
fouls,
not
but
going to play that much.
yeah, but he's great. He's really great. Now,
I mean, I think if you're the Clippers, you have to go like, okay, am I giving 16 million over 2 years to Isaiah Hartenstein, who I can like kind of replace, or
right.
John Wall, and I take a swing for the fences,
You go
and
like,
I
yeah, and
go
it's like,
like,
yeah.
I think they had to do that. They had
They
to
had
get
like they
John Wall.
didn't have that much money. It's like once you become a free agent too, and you're that level of a guy who like I had a great season, people want me. You gotta like, I mean, it's that moment that we all hope to be in, which is like take the money when the money is in. Like we all
Yeah,
want. It's like you gotta jump on that when you get that moment because who knows if it comes around
it's
again.
it's like my agent says, strike while the iron's on.
Wait, so let you have had, I want to talk to you about like one thing we have not talked about at all that is really, I need to unpack. But first of all, let me say this. 101 Places to Party Before You Die. We had Gabers on the show a couple weeks ago.
Yes,
Show
I
is
saw it was so funny.
really, really awesome. It's fun and
Thanks,
it's
dude.
great.
I
And
really
it's like,
appreciate that.
you guys have really, I mean, it's that rare thing where I was saying it to a friend of mine that was like when you can actually capture somebody the way that they are, like it's like there is
Yeah.
there's a it doesn't feel like you're trying to be, I don't know, it's just like the
No,
camaraderie between
no.
the two of you, it's so fun and it's like alive and it's
No. Well, we
it's
can't wait
really
to
great.
have you on, knock on wood, next season if HBO doesn't completely implode.
Well, you guys are, I mean, now, I mean, look, at this point, you might be the only thing left. You guys and the Jokers. I mean, they're keeping
Possibly.
HBO Max alive.
I don't know. They haven't told us where we stream yet,
Oh
which is
boy.
like, I'm like, like, what do you mean? What do you mean you don't know where we're streaming?
It's rough times out there. Now, are
Yeah,
you
they're like, we have to
excited?
negotiate it. We're like, oh, yeah, yeah.
Are you excited to go like back to those places as like like the premise of the show? You
Yeah.
go to a different location, and what I like what Gaber said, which I didn't really put together, was you're going to places that are truly like accessible. Like they're not
Yeah.
like go to a 4-star resort in the Bahamas that is exclusive. Like this is like no. You can get here. You and your friends can go here. You and it's supposed to be things that you can do. Um, are you excited to go back and like kind of be like, hey, I was the guy, I'm the hero here of this?
Yeah, yes and no, because like that attitude always bites me in the ass, and I feel like I'm old enough to like I've been hit so many times with the thing. It's like, wait till I show up here. They're really gonna,
Right.
you know, and then they don't even like know that you were there,
You have
you
to
know.
explain it
So
to
it's like,
them, and then
and then you have to do the awkward thing of like, it's a travel show. Well, it's a comedy, but it's a travel show. It's like, you know, like, so I'm not excited about that, but what it did do was it opened up my mind to like some places of accessible vacationing for me that I was like,
right.
you know, I didn't know that I would love Utah so much. Like
This is what
Utah is
Gabriel said. It's like it's a hot spot.
yeah, but and it's like so different than any place you've been, and it still gives you like, you know, you do feel like you're in another country oddly because there's like it just feels like everyone looks like they're from Switzerland, and there's like these weird giant churches, and like it just feels a little bit like, you know, abroad almost.
No,
And
there's something like
it's
it definitely
beautiful.
feels like Salt Lake City is like this idea. It's like it is a cleaner, different. Like it feels like we live outside of the other 50 states. Like Utah feels like we got our own thing going on here. Don't mess it up. Like, or at least
Yeah,
from what I've talked to.
yeah. Puerto Rico is the same way. Like I had been to Puerto Rico before, but doing it this way, I was like, oh, Puerto Rico is like Charleston. It was like a way
Oh
more
wow.
fun, less racist Charleston.
All right. Well, let me ask you two
You know?
questions. Are you really truly allowed to party though in Utah? Can you party? Like where like what are the rules there? Because that
Well,
for
it
people are just
is.
asking.
Yeah, it is odd. I don't really know the rules. I know that we drank several restaurants out of their liquor,
Got it.
um, which on camera, which is like when that episode comes, you'll see like was a surprise to everybody because we were so worried because they would be like,
Right.
you can only order one of these. I'd be like, okay, one of them at a time. And they're like one at a time. So we would be like, okay, one, we finished. We would bring
Are you drinking
more
out of
because I
little
don't know when
airplane
this is.
bottles? Because like me and
No.
McBrayer and I went to like I want to say it was Charleston. We went somewhere and they only had little mini liquor bottles behind the counter. And it was like that was the citywide thing. So it's like they'll make you a drink, but only with what was in the airport mini bottle.
The rules of Moab were like you could order a beer, you could
Mhm.
order a drink or a wine. You could not order both at the same time.
Well, that's okay.
So
All
it
right.
became so it became like, you know, when you're trying a lot of things, you start to just like run through. You're like, well, just
Yeah, yeah,
bring me
yeah.
all the whiskey you have because you know I
Yeah,
don't
right.
know how much longer I can be in this bar and grill with bicycles on the wall. Like, you know,
No,
we
you
got
got to get
served
through it. You got to party.
a soup. Like I remember, we're in Utah. I don't know where we were, some brewery or something, and the lady goes, "Would you like to try our pretzels? We have these like insane pretzels with beer cheese." And I was like,
Uh-huh.
"Oh yeah, that sounds good. Great." They brought it, and they bring out this little cup of like the thickest beer, like it's like cheese that's like,
I've seen stuff like this.
you know, it's like
It's
thick
yeah.
orange. It almost looks like a smoothie, you know.
It has like
And
a
so I did.
membrane texture to it. Like
Yes,
yeah,
it's
it's
like
not gooey, but it's
pulled
like
up.
yeah, yeah. It's like yeah.
So we dip the pretzel and we take a bite. We're like, "Oh, that's good. That's thick." And she goes, "Yeah, you get it as a soup." And we were
Oh,
like, "What?" And they brought over this soup that was like viscous, like cheese soup. And that
like
was
Velveeta just
like,
microwaved.
yeah. Oh, it still gives
Ugh.
me chills. But it was like that was another instance where I was like, it was like eating like blubber in Alaska or something. You're like, is this is this right? Like,
Well, that's like the thing. It's like when it's like, well, in our family, what we do is we just, we take the whole box of Stouffer's and we just make the hamburger helper the actual meal. It's like, wait, hold on. Like it's like a bastardization of something, like, and you're
yes.
forced to eat this
And we were
weird
just
thing.
like, what the hell are we eating? She's like, it's the local thing. We're like, God,
Oof. Hot
yeah,
cheese. It's just hot cheese.
hot cheese. But like
I
it
want,
was, yeah.
yeah.
So that's a
Oh,
long answer to your question.
all right. The other question I have, and this is more of the you saved me. Recently, you saved me. You don't even know that you saved me, and this is something in addition to the thing I haven't talked to you about. I was talking to Gabers about how do you pack for this show, because you got to go around, you got to bring your own wardrobe, right? Like you don't, like normally when we were on TV and movies, you kind of
Mhm.
dress as like you dress the worst. You get there, you put on your clothes, and then you shoot your thing.
Yeah.
You got to bring your own stuff. And Gabers said, Pally taught me the best thing, which was get a duffel bag and put all your shoes in the duffel bag. And I was like, I did that when I went on my last trip. It was a life-changing suggestion
Mhm.
because it made
Yeah.
my bags better. But he did say that you travel heavy. He's like,
I
you
do
travel
travel
with
heavy.
like trunks. Yeah.
I do travel with trunks. Well, part of it was like one of the things that we had, talked about was that we were going to be like really exaggerated versions of ourselves on the show, so
Right.
that like,
Yeah.
if there's something that you like, it stood out. So I do, uh, like have a lot of clothes or follow style. And so we decided that we were going to, like, I was going to do that, but it did get, like overbearing and annoying towards like the end of the trip when you're in Moab, Utah with like 4 suitcases. It looks like Troop Beverly Hills. I look like Kim
Right. Right.
Cattrall from Troop Beverly Hills.
Are you getting like special suitcase? Are your suitcases having drawers in them? Are you on that level, or are you just
Well,
there?
Daniela, yeah, no, I'm a pro now because Daniela, that's remember that's Daniela's job. She did it in your
Yeah.
closet.
Yeah.
So
She's amazing.
so like I have shoes with socks in the shoes, with pants, with underwear in the pockets, with shirts underneath shirts, folded into things,
See,
cinched tight
this
with a
is
belt.
the thing.
It's a whole other. When you see my wife pack a suitcase, it's like this was one of the hottest things ever. It was
That
like
to me, I travel a lot, and I want to. That's the one
it's
skill I
like,
don't have. It's amazing when you see people do it. It's like,
yeah,
it is.
it's so. And
It's
I
a
like, and she was the one. She's like, all shoes in this bag, and that way, if it gets lost, all you need is shoes. It's like,
people. You see when Daniela comes in, if she comes in, we're gonna have a lot of questions for her. People are excited to
I don't
see.
know. I should text her. I don't know what she's doing. She's
But
probably watching
now,
TV.
as you're talking about fashion, you got a legit fashion line now. I don't know anything
Well, that's very
about.
nice of you.
Yeah.
I wouldn't call it a line. But I got to make my own shoe,
All right,
which was
we're gonna pop up a thing here because this shoe. By the way, this shoe looks awesome. How do you get to
it's
make a shoe?
cool.
All right, so this
Well,
is you.
so yeah,
There it is.
so it was actually like super organic. Like I was doing this show with our mutual friend Dan Levy at
Yeah.
NBC, and he really wanted the clothes to be like specific, and so he was doing research and stuff in this small company named Easy Mock, which is run out of Maine. It's like one guy and a bunch of like really like classic shoemakers. They started sending us their shoes, and so I wore them on the show a couple times, and then the pandemic hit, and so everything kind of slowed down. And he was like, we're kind of slow right now. We're not designing much. If you ever wanted to like design one, you could. So Dana and I took a trip up to Maine and like sat in the factory and like looked at all the swaths and like talked about what it would be.
Whoa.
And then we got to pick 2 swaths and then pick like the hardware and the bottom and like design it. And then that was like a year ago. And then kind of honestly, like I didn't forget, but I was like, I
Right.
was
It's
like, that
yeah.
was fun, like I just didn't think anything of it.
Well,
And then he sold the line to Nordstrom. And so then it became like a Nordstrom release. So it was released in the Grove and released on 57th Street and online. It was like, it was just super organic and cool. I was like, this is great. This is so nice. Like I didn't
and
expect it at all.
you are now like you're hosting this, like you hosted the other day like when I saw it was at Nordstrom's and you're hosting like a live stream like a Nordstrom's talk back. I'm like, this is like a real deal thing. It's not like, oh, go on this
Yeah, it was
website, you can
real.
go get this thing. It's like this is like a real, and the shoes are like, we'll pop them up one more time. Like the shoes are they're good looking moccasins. Sorry, not shoes. They're mocks. Easy.
Well,
What do
no,
they call them?
they're I think they're called mules in the industry,
Okay,
which is
mules.
like the fancy word for like front covering slides, basically like
Okay.
nice slides.
Okay.
And I like them because I like wear loafers a lot,
Yeah.
but loafers cut up the back of my little baby feet. Like
Me too. The back heel.
I have
I
such
didn't realize. Yeah.
soft, like, like I said, like baby skin, non-worked in the field. Like I don't know what that's,
Yeah.
I guess Jewish. And it and I started to give up on loafers, but these don't connect in the back.
Well, see,
So
I didn't
they
realize they
are,
didn't have a back. This actually makes it because I have the same issue. Like I call them
yeah.
boat shoes, but they're
Hmm.
not boat shoes. I don't know, but but like I used to love wearing those, and they can really just mess up the back of my
They're
heel, and it's
uncomfortable.
like,
It's like
yeah,
you want to look nice and not wear a sneaker because you're like, older now, and sometimes it
yeah,
does feel like sometimes it does feel weird when I put on a sneaker because I'm like,
you're
I don't know.
classy.
It's like I'm
You
classy, but
outclass.
also I'm 40. Like when I put on a sneaker, sometimes like I'm like, oof, like
I
is
know.
this, like not that I'm not everyone can wear sneakers. That's not the thing I'm saying, but it is like sometimes, especially if they're like uh new or like bright colored, sometimes I'm like, am I like reaching for something here that like is not.
I don't wear my like nice like my high tops, my dunks, whatever. Like when I'm only to Clippers games because I feel like that's
Right.
like and it
It's
like
yeah.
yeah, it's like I feel like
It's like a
I'm
weird
doing too
feeling.
much. And
I know. Yeah,
now, yeah, I
that's
don't
true.
know. I mean, I'm segueing out of jeans too. I feel like I'm not really wearing jeans anymore. I used to be
Me either, because jeans, like I'll wear them almost as like a nice pant in reverse. It's like, here's a
right.
nice pair of jeans, but I won't like
Yes.
regular day put on my jeans because I feel
I
like
feel-
I'm 40. That's weird. It's like,
I
when am I
gotta
wearing
get, yeah, I gotta be a little
jeans?
bit more. Yeah, I know this is a tough moment right now. But you gotta like,
Truly.
you gotta dress it up. You gotta dress it up. But I do look at you all the time and go like, you have a great style. And I remember
Oh, thank you.
specifically like on the Sonic red carpets or blue carpets, I imagine they
Mhm.
were. Uh,
Thank you. Thank you for correcting that. It's an honor to
but
be considered to be nominated.
but you look great. And I always think that
Thank you.
you and Rogan both look really, really good.
Yes,
And
that's great.
I this is the only thing I'm going to say to both of you. Well, I can say it to you. I can't say it to Seth. Where do you get that time to shop? Because that's something that I have not like with kids. I have lost the ability to shop like that. Like
Yeah.
because I think I need to see things and touch things. And are you doing websites? Or are you doing like what are you doing?
I don't I do a lot of the things I buy are from like vintage stores
Okay,
because I will, especially if I'm on location, like my number one thing time to kill wise is long walks and vintage
right.
stores. Like so Vancouver, Atlanta, Toronto, like you're just walking
Yeah,
miles and
Atlanta's got
miles and
some good
miles.
ones too. I
Great,
feel like I
great. Yeah.
love those places. Yeah.
Yeah. And so that's like my number one thing I look for. And I kind of roll that in with like if I have a day off on location, I'll do that.
Okay.
But
Maybe I should take
I'm
that up.
not
Maybe
really.
I should do that. Like, because I mean, that's the way to do it. Is like
You
go
also get to
and
see the
make a
city you're in.
yeah.
It's like you and vintage stores usually have the people. This is something that I learned from traveling on the show actually, which is like vintage stores have the people you want to ask what to do. So,
See,
and
that's
usually
smart.
they're in the right neighborhood. So, like
Right.
for example, Richmond, Virginia. A lot of the stuff we found was because the first day we got there and we had a couple hours, and so it was like bumming around. And I went to this vintage store that was in like the coffee shop kind of district area, and
Right.
that led us to the place where they had the dead things. It was
Right.
just kind of like I feel like vintage stores sometimes are where you can really like pick up on a city's interesting
Yeah. Like,
things
what's
because
the
it's young.
vibe?
Yeah, it's young people.
And they're not. Then you don't feel
Um,
weird there.
no, because it's like you're in a vintage store. Everybody's weird there. Like
Right. So
you're the
right. I hear what you're saying. Yeah.
least.
Right. Yeah.
Um,
Right. It's like we're
and as
all
far
like
as
it's like it's the most accepting world because also like hey, we all didn't fit in somewhere, so we all fit in here, and it's like it's an embracing of that in a way.
exactly, exactly, it's like yeah. And then as far as I will say, like the one thing I have started doing later over the last like 10 years or so, it is like my algorithm is
Mhm.
more style based. I guess like
Right.
I have like started following people, and that really does change your what comes into your view.
I do need to do that too. I got to like get up on that because I think when you start to just see it, you go, oh, you get an idea, and you start to take a little bit of
And
that,
then
and you
you
go,
click the link, you click the link, you follow.
hey,
It's like it's not that hard when you're doom
right, but you
scrolling.
need to kind of yeah, exactly. You just need to kind of just click the follow. I did love what Brad Pitt said the other day. Like he was talking about his bullet. He wore a dress for the Bullet Train
I
premiere.
saw it. I have a theory on what's going on with Brad Pitt right
I
now,
want to hear it.
and I feel like this is gonna rock the chat to its core, and people
Okay.
are gonna come for me. I think Brad Pitt's drinking again.
Well, you know what? Like, there's an energy to him. Like, he's an interesting dude who I
He's got
feel like.
he's got older guy energy. That's the last dude at the party. That like, you know what I mean? He's like, are we gonna? He's like, who wants to look for coke? You know, it's like, no, dude, no,
Well,
go home.
he said, like, I mean, there was something about it that struck me because he's like, they're like, I mean, it was a weird answer. It was like, hey, why did you wear the dress to the Bullet Train premiere? And he's like, well, hey, we're all gonna die, so why not mix it up? And I was
That's
like,
what I mean. Like that's the stuff that I've been seeing from him on this press tour where I'm like, I
yeah,
think he's drinking again. Like even like those pictures where he's like jumping in front of the cast and stuff. It's like
yeah.
take a
When you see somebody
breath,
being
dog.
too, it's like, no, he's just having so much fun. It's like, well,
Like, he's been doing
sure.
this forever. Why is he having so much fun? Like for Bullet Train.
By the way, want to see Bullet Train? I think that's gonna be
Yeah.
great. But it's also like,
Can't wait to
it's not
check
like,
it out. But
I mean, you can't say that like it
I'm
is.
gonna see it.
I'm
It's like
there.
the
I'm
Gray
I'm
Man.
ready to go.
Yeah. I think I've seen the Gray Man.
I'm like,
I
like,
think
look,
I watched
I
it.
got to get the Gray Man in there. When I was in New York last week, I was there for just 2 nights, and I saw 2 movies back to back because I knew that it would be. I'm never gonna go get a chance to see a movie here in LA. Like I can't like do that. So I
No.
literally went from one theater downtown and I ran. I should be seeing my friends. Maybe should have a nice dinner. I don't know. I gotta go see these movies. I gotta just see like what I don't get a chance to do in LA. I felt like slightly lame. I had a good dinner the night before, but I was like, I need to go see.
No, that's how
I
I
got to
saw
go out.
Nope.
Yeah,
I
that's
went to
it.
see Nope. Like I took myself out on a date in
Yeah.
Toronto, and I was like the only one in the theater, which was jarring, but it
Oh
was
gosh,
it
that
was
would be
amazing.
frightening.
Yeah,
Um,
no, it was good though. I mean, it was like I felt no COVID fear because I was the only one, so it was just kind of like, all right, like
that was me.
let me
That was
enjoy
me
this.
in a giant ass theater on 14th Street watching Thor and for Love and Thunder, or whatever it is. Like I was completely alone in a stadium theater. It was like the 11:35 show. I was like, fuck it, here we go. And it
You know,
was so much
that
fun.
I really thought that movie was called Thor for Money and Thunder.
By the way, it maybe work. It kind of worked.
I mean, isn't that
Uh
why they were all there?
hey, look, you pay me enough, I'll show up. Russell Crowe, get in here. But I imagine this is the thing. The reason why you were away recently is because of the thing I want to talk to you about. You
Yes.
are doing a new TV show with Schwarzenegger.
Yeah. Yeah.
That all right. So I heard about this, and I don't know. I obviously want to be respectful of NDAs or whatever it is,
Yeah.
but
Sure. Yeah.
this is like a Schwarzenegger spy comedy show. I would imagine it has some like vibes of like a True Lies
True
kind of a
Lies.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah. It is. It's by the guys that did Reacher. So
Okay. Whoa, I
it's
love
like
those guys.
you know what you're getting, you know, and it's like delivers. It couldn't be more fun. He's the greatest. He's the absolute
I
like he's the best.
Are you seeing him playing chess? Are you seeing like any fun
Yeah, I see
like
all of it. I see all of it.
ugh,
I mean, he's the most normal, you know, like I don't know what I can and can't say, but he's the most
yeah, I know. I don't
normal
want to put
of
you in that spot. Yeah.
no, it's totally fine. But he's the most normal of any of like the big time movie stars that I've ever worked with. Like he's in the same trailer as me. He eats the same food. He's got the same setup. He's like, you know what I mean? Like there's
Yeah.
no
There's
like I've
something
seen
about
actors with like
those
their own
people.
base camp, you know?
Oh, yeah. I remember walking by like Will Smith's trailer when I was just like starting out in New York City, and I was like, holy shit. Like it was just like it was like an apartment building. I mean, I've seen big
Yeah.
things, but these guys, have this like this old school mentality where it's like I feel like it's like I love making movies. Isn't movies great? Isn't cinema great? Let's bring back
And you
movies or
can
TV shows.
feel it. He's there every day. He's in every scene. And like one day we were sitting around and I noticed like he speaks a lot of languages. He speaks
Right.
like a so he'll switch languages like to his people so that you don't understand. You know what I mean?
Right.
Which is
Yeah.
I get it. Like you don't know what he's asking his assistant or whatever, but all the people around him are the same age, which is
Oh,
at
interesting.
first a little
Yeah.
like you're because he's an older man. He's like 76. So you're like it's just this odd energy because you're used to seeing like young people running around doting on someone, but he doesn't
Right.
need any of that. So it's all these people. And so I was like, these people, they love you. Have you had them forever? And he's like, of course, I take them everywhere I go. They get the part of everything. At Final Box Office, they get part of it and everything.
Oh,
And that is
wow.
why they love me. And I was like, really? That's amazing. So you cut them in on everything. He's like, yeah, of course. And I was like, wow. You can tell like everyone really loves you. And I was like, and I've only worked with you for like a couple of days, but I think this is great. And he goes, of course, I am the best.
I remember like
I was like, wow, so
Aziz
rad.
and I don't remember why Aziz and I went to this, but it was years and years ago. Like I want to say like Schwarzenegger made a book about cigars, or he was launching a
Sounds right.
cigar, and we went to a place in the Grove, which is an outdoor mall here in LA, to like go to his cigar launch. Neither of us are cigar smokers. And in that little moment of like meeting him, he had no idea who either of us were, but we were brought over by the right person, and the energy that exuded from him was like it's very presidential. It's very much like
Yes.
who are
Yeah.
you?
No.
Oh, I'm so excited. Yeah, you're the best. And it's like, and he's doing it a million times a day, but it's like that one moment to be like, you're fantastic. Great to see you. Get a
Yeah.
cigar. All right, let's get out of here. It's like, yeah.
But it was great. Like he is great. Like he does that thing on set too, where it's like he sits on set
Oh,
and
yeah.
he doesn't go back to his chair. He like sits like he gets excited when you like go like one day I went over and I was like, where are you staying? And like he perked up, like his eyes got wide, and he was like, "The only place I ever stayed for 4 seasons." He's like so excited to talk about it with me, and like like I loved it. It was amazing. Like you don't get that with those type of
Right.
guys. Like I've worked
They've
with
been
a
around,
lot of them
they've
now.
done it. Yeah, I
They're
love that
on
stuff.
it. They're mean. They're kind of like, they have their way, and if you're getting in their way, and they're self conscious, and like not Arnold, man. Arnold is like go run, be as funny as you can. He likes to play. Like he's fucking great to play off of. Like
The
so
the
fun.
the question now I have for about this is, have you seen his stuntman? And is his stuntman older, or like what do you like? Because that's an
Same
interesting thing.
stuff,
Because
man.
like, same
Same stuff,
stuntman.
man. Mm-hmm.
You would think that
For
that would
like
be dangerous
40 years.
too,
Who else are you gonna get?
right? I guess you can't. I
You
mean,
have to
because the
like,
way his body type is so unique that you have to get some. Like, yeah,
yeah,
it's
he's almost an 80-year-old man who is jacked. Like it's insane. You
well.
can't
That's why,
find a
like,
double. Like
I know that there has to be a double for The Rock, and I just don't know who that is.
that's
Because like
whoever it is, he's working for The Rock for the rest of his life.
that's it. You're in, man. That's
You're
awesome.
in. And I think that's why Arnold, like those guys, they love him because Arnold knows that, but he doesn't take advantage of it. In fact, he like the better the movie does, the better they do. And like,
Yeah,
so
they want him
the
to
vibe on
continue to
set,
work.
yeah. So the vibe on set is like, get to your mark early, know your lines, like be funny, and we'll all go home. It's like that's all I want to hear. Like
Yeah. Oh
anything
man,
else is a nightmare. So like it's been great. It's great.
I'm so psyched. Pally, your show is 101 Places to Party Before You Die. It is on True TV. And I'm gonna suggest in this instance, like if you have a wife or a partner who likes to buy it, just buy it. You should buy it. You should also watch it. Like you do whatever you want to do. Make sure
Yeah,
you get in watching it.
you get the whole series, or you can download True's app, which is a whole nightmare.
A whole thing. I mean,
So, however, a whole
everyone wants
thing.
an app. It's too
Everyone
much.
wants
All
an
these
app. It
apps.
doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Just get it, get it wherever you
Get it,
can.
watch it. And the shoe line is currently in, oh, sorry, not the shoe line. The mule line is
The
currently in
mule
Nordstrom's.
is in
Uh,
Nordstrom's. Yes,
and
it's right there.
I want to check these out because I feel like these are great. And the Schwarzenegger thing is a while away, right?
A while away. Yeah, there's all these effects, but Danielle and I will try to get you in June. The mules, we'll send them to you.
Oh my God. I would,
Yeah,
I wonder if I
you
could
guys
rock
need to
those.
have
I
it.
don't know if I don't,
Yes,
June could
Paul,
definitely
you
do
could.
it. All right. All right.
No, you
All
both
right.
could. We'll send you the. I'll send you the pony hair ones, which are a little less like showy, and I'll
Okay,
send
great.
June the leopard one.
That's gonna actually work out great for us. Pally, thank you so much for being here, buddy. I'll
Love you,
talk to you
dude.
soon. Later. Bye. The best. Oh my gosh, what a great dude, and so much stuff to talk about with him. But I agree with what people are saying that like the episodes with him and Gabrus, 101 Places to Party Before You Die, they're so quick. They go away like, and especially when you watch it like without commercials, it's like I want there to be like more footage for it. But that's a good problem to have. Let's talk. Like I said, I have my family currently downstairs. We are having some work done in the house. So if you hear some banging, that is par for the course. These guys get here late and they leave late, and we're just gonna deal with it. But my house is under, I told you I'm in there's something going on. But you know what? All this talk has made me think about a lot of things. And I want to think about, what we leave, our legacy here in life, because it's important what we do here on earth, but it's also important about how we leave here. And when I was first starting out, I would be on the Conan O'Brien show, and they would do all these bits, like really funny bits. You could get dressed up as like a walrus or a clown, and you do like staring contest or desk drive, all these like classic Conan pieces. And they needed tons and tons of extras or people that are under 5, which means you have less than 5 lines. And if you had more than 5, you're a principal, and that would be so exciting. And it was such a exciting time to be there, and you got to basically hang out in this hallway while all the guests would be in their dressing rooms, and you would be outside their dressing room door. So you'd see them pop out, they'd do bits, they were excited. I got to meet people like Kirk Douglas, and which was such a thrill. Like he was so excited to see all of us in our weird costumes, and people would come by and joke with you. And one of the days I was there, Gene Simmons was there. And you'll get where I'm going. And Gene Simmons is there, and he starts talking about why he's there, and he's engaging with us. He goes, why I'm here? Kiss coffin. It's the next big thing. Everyone's going to want to be buried in Kiss coffins. And I was like, wow, Kiss coffin. And then all of a sudden, out of the corner of my eye, I see this large thing on wheels, and it is covered by a tarp. And I'm like, what the fuck is this? And they take the tarp off because the show has started, and it is a Kiss coffin. And Gene Simmons was going on Conan O'Brien to just promote the Kiss coffin. And he's like, everybody's going to want to be buried in a Kiss coffin. And it comes, if you buy a Kiss coffin, you get every one of our songs on CD. You get it, the whole thing. You get it all. And this website here, Mike, do you have that website? You may not have it. I'll show it to you. It's let's see, there's like Kiss coffin. I have some things queued up, but not all of it. You get to see this. I'll show you. Here's a great image of it. All right, so I'm gonna pull it up right now. I'm gonna share my screen. So when you saw this image, here, I won't talk and do 2 things at once. All right, this is it. Okay, so I'm gonna blow this up big. Okay. So boom, there it is, the Kiss coffin. You could be buried in that. And it seemed so kind of insane. Like, oh my God, you can get buried. Like, what do you want? And this is what it comes with. It like basically it's a Kiss coffin that will have caskets and urns and bronze memorials, prayer cards, registry books, all Kiss branded, right? So you could basically, just go to the afterlife as a Kiss fan, which is a bold statement. Like, people are grieving and people are taking home like Paul Stanley cards. And I was like, well, this is never gonna catch on. And man, oh man, I was wrong, because this is now not only taken off, but it is expanded. Like, what's the next thing after Kiss? Star Wars. All right, there's a Star Wars coffin with lightsaber handles. So, like, when you are being carried out of whatever religious house, if you go that way, the people that the pallbearers are holding on to lightsabers. And technically it's a bad design, because some of them would be burning off their hands, because that lightsaber looks very, very large. And so, like, right now, I was like, okay, well, what could be next? Well, I'll show you what's next. Check this out. Boom. A Marlboro coffin, which I thought was kind of a fuck you. Like, I was looking at this and I was like, is this like an art piece? And I thought it was an art piece, but it is not an art piece. It is also an actual coffin. It's like, hey, you know what? I live by the cigarettes. I die by the cigarettes. Get the fuck in. And I was like, that one to me feels the best. Check out this next one I have here. This next one, this is the one that broke me. I love Ghostbusters, one of my favorite movies. Ghostbusters coffin. It is partly an ectomobile. It looks like there's a proton pack inside. There's definitely a proton pack on top. All right. And it's all the Ghostbusters. Thank God they got Ernie Hudson in there. I know that he's been absent from some things, but all the Ghostbusters staring at you for eternity. Would you get this? Would you get it? Would you get like all this, like, the term I might use is like mishigash on your on your thing? I mean, you are going to be a ghost. Do you want to be busted? Do you want to set yourself up to be busted? And I just would think no. I think, like, you know what? If you're gonna spend that much money, it's really like doing a bit. It's like the bits I was doing with my son. It's like, it's too much money to spend on a bit that no one will get to appreciate past the one time they get to see you at the wake. Like, if you're burying me in a Ghostbusters coffin, you got to keep me displayed in the house indefinitely. I want to be there. And I'm going to tell you about the one that's the most disturbing. I'm going to show it to you. I don't even know if I have that much to say about it, but this one really disturbed me a lot. Here we go. Yep. Don't like it. Don't like it. Don't like it. Don't like it. Don't like it at all. Pop that out of there. It's already giving me nightmares. There's multiple frozen coffins. Multiple frozen coffins. Nope. No, 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 no. Don't want to talk about it. Don't want to see it. Thank God it's adult sized, but man, oh man, no, thank you. There's John Deere ones. Yes, there's fish ones. Those are, I'm talking about, like, there are some creative coffins, but I'm talking about like commercial coffins. Like, someone saying, like, they got to get permission of like Lucasfilm and Disney to be like, can we make a coffin? So I was like, that's good business for us. That's really good business. And that to me is sad. Oh my gosh. So anyway, oh my gosh, this is really tough stuff. Tough stuff, these coffins. I'm seeing some stuff in the chat I don't even want to get into. I don't want to get into that. That's not what I need to get into. But yes, Buttonhead, getting into the conversation on the right track here. Imagine paying for brand money for your coffin when they should be paying you for the advertisement. Exactly my point. You are basically doing a small theater show for a bunch of people advertising a product. You should be getting something back. Like, it's like when you wallpaper your car, like when you put that on, you skin your car with like whatever it is, Gatorade or something like that. Like, they pay you to drive around with that skin on because you are a mobile advertisement. If you are skinning your coffin, you gotta get paid big money. That's what I think. Get paid.